Okay, blocking. Blocking is one of the most complex tasks in volleyball. So before we get into the footwork and what we're doing with our hands, we want to talk about what we're thinking about, what we're focused on when we're at the net and ready to block. The first thing and the most important thing is to keep our eyes on the setter. We have to start training ourselves to watch the setter at all times. Don't start looking at the hitter, don't start looking at the ball, watch the setter. And when I say that, I mean watch his back. From this side of the net, we're gonna watch his back. If he's dipping certain areas, 90% of the setters are gonna show you where they're gonna deliver the ball to. And if we learn to really key in on the setter's body mannerisms and his hands, then we can really get a head start in our movements to the players that are gonna receive the ball. So once again, really train yourself. I know it's one of those things where you kind of get caught looking at the ball or the game's going too fast, but we really have to start doing that now so that later on it becomes automatic. And now I'm really starting to zoom in on what his thumbs and his fingers are doing. And like I said, 9 out of 10 times they're gonna telegraph where they're gonna deliver the ball. The second thing, once the ball is delivered and we're making moves to our opponent, we don't want to watch the ball, we want to watch our player. Let's first of all recognize where his attack arm is. For example, if he's an opposite player and I'm a position 4 blocker and he's right-handed, I want to make sure that I line up the middle of my body with his attack shoulder. So if he's on this side and that attack shoulder is, let's say where this M is, if I'm attacking from here, when I come over on my block, I want to make sure that the midline of my body is in front of that shoulder. What that does, it allows my outside hand to get outside the ball and prevents that block out of bounds. So that's rule number 2, watching that attacker's shoulder and lining up with it. The third thing I want to talk about is the mentality of a blocker. We don't want to really wait for the attackers to hit the ball into our hands. We want to take the mentality of going to attack the ball. I played with a Bulgarian middle blocker in Europe, and probably one of the best middle blockers in the world at his time. Of course, he's an older generation middle blockers, but absolutely had excellent hands, excellent timing. And one of the things he told me, which helped me it doubled or tripled the amount of blocks that I took in the game, was he told me, Mike, attack the ball when you're blocking. Go in, penetrate, really attack the ball. Don't just go up and try to defend an area. Go up to grab the ball. Go up to take the ball. So let's go over those 3 points again. Watching the setter, rule number 1, keying in on what he's doing. Rule number 2, picking up our outside hitter, or whichever attacker is coming up and lining up at the middle of our bodies with that hitting shoulder. And the third is to really going after the ball. Let's go in and get the ball. Let's go in to block the ball, attack the ball.